Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is King speaking, the technical FX god. Today, I just want to share a brief introduction of what the channel will be about. Of course, it's gonna be FX based, right? Technicals and also psychology, right? So usually, what I will do is I will do my top three for the coming week, and also give a bit of market insight, and also give a bit of psychology towards the end of the video, because I just don't want to be I just don't want to be technical, only technical. I also want to tap into the psychology of a freaking trader, right? Okay, now let's look at this. Right, let's look at this. I have my top three for the week ahead. It's USD CHF, AUD CHF, and Euro CAD, right? And I've already marked out my key areas and all of that. I'll just explain everything for you guys so that you can understand what I'm anticipating the week ahead, right? So if you look at this structure here, right? Let me just take a drawing here so that you guys can understand. You can look at this structure. The structure was bearish, right? For quite some time, we were bearish, easily moving bearish, right? But then as soon as we hit this barrier line here, we went boom, we broke structure there, right? Then we became bullish. So my anticipation is that now we are moving to the upside, right? The structure is bullish on the weekly time frame, right? If this confuses you, what you can do is you can just look at this from the line, right? The line, and then you can see that price was just moving down nicely, right? We had a break of the structure there. We had a new low which was created, and then we had a break of the structure there and a new low which was created, right? As soon as price violated this high there, this was the beginning of an uptrend from the weekly perspective, right? So the same can be said about the daily time frame. We are bullish, right? It's quite clear. You don't have to complicate everything. You can just look at this and you know that you are bullish, right? And the H4, you are bullish. There you have it. Now, the next thing you do after seeing that you are bullish in all the time frames is to draw up areas of interest, right? You can draw up your support and resistance areas and your supply and demand areas. If you pay attention to this area here, we had a clean market rejection there, and price came back into the very same area, then it rejected. So right now as it stands, I'm anticipating price to push further up until this zone here, which is 0.88, right? Around this area, right? So on the weekly, already at the back of my mind, I know that I have to be buying, right? And then let's look at the daily time frame. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. We had that resistance, then it became support. Support pushed price, and now I'm anticipating price to continue to push further to the upside, right? Now my entries, they will be based off the 4 hour. When you look at the 4 hour, this is what I have here, right? price had an interesting resistant point, right? So we were resisting, pushed price, came back, we retested. So I'm anticipating for the market to continue pushing up, right? This is the anticipation, right? It's simple as that, right? So basically, what I am trying to explain to you guys is how um, I come up with a trade idea. First of all, what I do is initially what I would do is I will look if the weekly and the daily and the H4 they are in sync, right? In terms of the market structure. If the weekly time frame is bullish and the daily time frame is bullish and the H4 time frame is bullish, then I I choose that currency pair, right? I can only choose a currency pair who a currency pair that has a weekly, daily, and a H4 time frame in sync. Anything other than that, I do not entertain, right? So the reason why I went for the USD CHF, it was based off that, right? Now let's get back to this. We have a resistance here and support. Now once you have this, right, the next step would be for you to look for an M15 entry, right? I'll go to the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame for an entry, and it's quite simple. All that I was waiting for under the M15 when price hit this, I wanted to see a shift of the market structure. So as soon as you can just turn it to the line chart, right? If you analyze structure carefully, the market was extremely bearish. I just want you guys to follow my lines, right? It was extremely bearish. Price went up there, right? So it broke, right? Same thing, the market was up there, broke this, it broke the low there, right? So and we had this low. So I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I wanted to enter on the M15, right? So I was waiting for price because this was the highest high and the lowest low. I was waiting for price to first break this area here, right? As soon as the market broke this area, that was when I was like, okay, this is a confirmed buy, right? So if the market had continued to just form the highest high, like your highest high, your lowest low, your highest high, your lowest low, I wasn't gonna be interested in further entering the trade because there was no break of market structure, right? But as soon as price managed to break this market structure, then I was like, okay, now I want to be a buyer in these markets, right? Then my entry, right, is right here, right, at this drop base rally, because this is the area where price broke this high, and this was the high where sellers were at, right? This is, you need to understand something, right? The market itself has got a language, right? It's hidden language, because the reason why I'm interested in this area, it's because this high was the high that broke this low, right? And this was the low that said that sellers are aggressive here. So if this area here managed to break this high, it simply means that these buyers, they are more aggressive than these sellers, right? So this is why I said I am waiting for price to retrace back into this key area, then I enter, right? But I'm not just gonna enter blindly, because now if you are paying attention, right, it's Sunday, right? It's Sunday, and Monday we okay, let me just explain this so that you guys can understand. Usually when it comes to um, me, right, I can only enter a demand zone like an M15 demand zone like this one here, if and only if that demand zone has happened within a week period of time, right? Within a week. If a demand zone happens, right, like right now this demand zone, I think it happened on Friday, right? And if it had happened on, let's say, on Monday, right, I would have had that like my buy limit. But now it has happened on Friday and we are moving towards Monday. I do not want to have my buy limit, so rather I will wait for a confirmation entry on the M5 and I will enter, right? And I will go into details at some point about my M5 entry. But for now, just know that as soon as price gets here, I'm gonna be waiting for an entry. If you are like, it depends, and it will entirely depend on you as a trader, how you will enter. Someone can just wait for a bullish engulfing candlestick under M15 or M5, and then you enter, you go ahead, right? Now that's it. So for Monday till Friday, this is what I am expecting, and this is so crucial. My reward to risk ratio will always be 1:2, nothing else, nothing more. As soon as I get a confirmation entry here, I'll enter with a 1:2, right? That's it for the first trade, which is the USD CHF. And let's move on to the next. It's AUD-CHF. AUD-CHF, I'm not gonna go over it, right? Like in detail as I did with the USD-CHF, because it's just the same thing, right? I'm just gonna show you the entry and how I'm gonna tackle it next week, right? It's simple. All that I'm gonna be waiting for, I just want price to push down into these areas, right? Into this area. As soon as the price is pushed down into these areas, I want it to push back up into the area, right? And then retrace back into this area. As soon as it retraces back into the area, I'm waiting for a bullish engulfing, then I'll enter strictly 1:2 RR, right? That is like the AUD-CHF. The reason why I don't go into details with the AUD-CHF, it's because I've practically explained the USD-CHF, which is more or less like the same. The structures, they're more or less the same for me in terms of the explanation. So I don't really need to dive deep into that. Now, the last one that I want to explain further, it's this one, the Euro CAD, right? Now, first of all, uh, as explained, right, the first thing that we need to look at is structure, right? Are we bullish or bearish, right? If you pay attention to market structure here, right, price was starting to move down here, right? Let me just delete this so that you guys can understand. Price was beginning to move bearish here, right? Up until, if you can see here, up until here, let me just highlight this so that you guys can see it clearly, right? Where's my highlighter? Let me just where is this thing? Okay, I don't know what's with me here. Okay, anyways, okay, up until right there, boom, we broke and closed above, so we started moving bullish, right? We started moving bullish, and that was it. That was it. So as soon as we were bullish, and we were bullish. Let me just go back to my one eye. So this is it, right? So of course, as I have explained, if you can check here, we resisted, price broken, closed above. We are sitting at a level of support in an anticipation that price some point in the future it will push extremely, right? Right? Or it will most likely, because when I start saying it will push, I'm not speaking in probabilities. This is probabilities. It will most likely push, right? And the same thing here on the daily. We just have your resistance. We are supporting, so I'm anticipating price to push. We are bullish. If you can just look at this, it's just we are bullish. We go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour also is we are actually showing signs of bullish traction here, right? So my idea around here is as follows. Let me just go to the lower time frame so that I can explain, right, to you guys. If you pay attention here, right, we do have like a momentum line, right? I am anticipating for price to break and close above, retrace, then let's have the bullish momentum, right? But still um, on the lower time frame, right? I anticipate for these types of entries, right? So if price pushes back down into these areas, right, I will have an M5 entry with a 1:2 RR. The same can be said here, right? Price pushes below here, 1:2 RR. Okay, and so what I am trying to show you guys here is I'm gonna be looking at multiple entries for EuroCAD depending on um only if the market obeys my structural areas. This is a clean M5 M15, sorry, demand area, right? But if the market doesn't obey it, I will wait for this one here. If it doesn't obey, then I just leave the trade as it is. I don't enter, right? So on the let me just look at this. So those are two potential entries, right? And then the third one, this is like a low risk entry, which is a break and close above, we retest, we push up, right? And that's about it, right? That's about it. Okay, so these are the pairs that I'm gonna be looking at in the next coming few days, right? And depending on the progression of the market itself, I might add more pairs if let's say Wednesday there is a shift in terms of the markets, because you need to understand something. Just because I said USD CHF, AUD CHF, EuroCAD, they are bullish, it does not necessarily mean that the market is supposed to give me a bullish outcome. If there is a shift in the market structure, then I will also shift my ideas, right? So this is the last section of my my video where I actually give a bit of psychology, right? And today what I want to explain is the following. The market itself doesn't give a damn about your ideas, right? It will do whatever the F it wants to do, right? What's important here is for you to align with what the market gives you, right? As soon as there's a shift in the market, right, you also need to have a shift in your frame, in your mindset, in how you perceive the markets, right? Just because I have said this might happen, it does not necessarily mean it's supposed to happen, right? A lot of you freaking traders, what you tend to do is you marry your bias. Stop doing that ish. Sooner or later, marrying your bias will be the death of you. If you can see that a currency pair is not doing what you have anticipated it to do, you can do either one of the two things. You shift bias with your currency pair, right? Or you look for other currency pairs, right? It's as simple as that. You don't have to be glued on one currency pair and you'll be like, okay, wabona umuntu azama ukufoster into. It's not there. It's not there. It's this thing is the same with dealing with ladies, right? If a lady is not interested in your advancement, akekho da. Akekho da. So just phuma da ufocus kwezinye izinto. That's the beauty of life. It's the same thing here. If you can see that Eurocat is the lady that you were approaching, right? But Eurocat is not doing the things that you wanted to ukuthi umuntu wesifazane akaziyenze, right? So what you do, you eliminate, you move on to the next. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, man. There are always greener pastures, right? I just had to put that out there, so that you guys can really understand. So that's the psychology for the day, and hopefully this was insightful for you guys. If you have any questions, if you want me to continue with these type of videos, just let me know below the comments there, and let's keep it moving. So this is King speaking, uh, the only one, the one and only. I'm out. Sharp.